Hi, and welcome to Lisa Brown, Stamp with Lisa Brown on my Savvy Sunday. Today we are going to be talking about Paper Pumpkin, and specifically the February 2021 Paper Pumpkin kit, which is called Bouquet of Hope. And it was a beautiful, beautiful kit where you received a little spool of some baker's twine, your dimensionals, you received some black self-adhesive sequins, an entire stamp set, and enough card bases and envelopes to make 6 beautiful cards. And the cards that I have on the table are as how the kit calls for you to make them. Beautiful punch outs, and there's some great foil in here, foil pieces in here, and there's some more foil on some vellum. So my video today is I wanted to show you how they called for the kit to be made. I do want to point out that in the instructions for Paper Pumpkin, if you look on the back, you'll have the 3 cards that they show you on the front and how you're designing them, but they also give you 3 other alternatives. So today I am also going to give you some alternatives. I have used everything from the kit except some extra basic black cardstock and Rococo Rose cardstock. And also, if you join my Paper Pumpkin subscription, monthly subscription with me, I am in a Paper Pumpkin design team, and we give you at least 6 more products. But what's unique about our design team is that our alternative projects use only the stamp set. So once you use up all your content from your kit, it's like, okay, what do you do with your stamps then? So in my Paper Pumpkin design team, we only use the stamps, and we give you some great alternatives. And those alternative projects are only distributed to people who are my Paper Pumpkin subscribers. So let me go ahead and get these out of the way. And beautiful coordinating envelopes, lined envelopes. So the first alternative is I took this card base here. So this is the base of a card, and I cut it in half. And I separated out these 2, and then I cut them down. And so here I'm going to use basic black for a card base, and here is the card from the Paper Pumpkin. It was the full frontal. I cut it down to 4 by 5 1/4, and then I just cut it. I wanted to cut it in half, but I didn't do quite half, which is fine. So my cut is at about 2 3/8 of an inch. It doesn't matter. So what I'm going to do is this one is going to go down here, and then this one I'm going to flip over. I want the white side facing up, and you can adhere that with a little space in there, or you can adhere it you know, where they're touching each other. So I'm going to get my Stampin' Seal, and I think I'm going to choose to have them butt up against each other as one continuous piece. I'm going to put this up against here like that. Okay, then I took one of those doily pieces, and I just simply cut it in half. So we're going to go ahead and adhere that on, and I'm going to put that right at this seam, just like so. Now here's an interesting thing I did on a couple of the cards. You get this sticker sheet, and I know that these are in other languages, so in the middle is the English version, but there was just enough space around the edge of this that I cut a strip of that off, and because this is a sticker sheet, this is now sticky. So I'm just going to measure. This is about 1/8 of an inch. And I'm going to snip this off. And I can save this for another project. And we're just going to peel this off from here. Let me peel the backing from it. Oh my goodness. There we go. Okay, so now this is sticky, and we're going to lay this across like so. I'm going to take the punch out flower, and I want this to go down in here. I should have done that before I put my sticker on. Oh goodness. To cover that edge. Okay, let's figure out where we want this cut. When I know, let's see, we're going to cut that off. And we need just a little bit more. Okay, so we're going to adhere that right on there. Okay, adhere this down. I wanted to put the flowers in first because that is another reason for this black strip, is to hide the bottom of that flower. Okay, and then we can just use our dimensionals. I stamped a phrase on here already, and we're gonna stick that to the front of our card. And if we want to add some of the rhinestones, or excuse me, some of the sequins to that, we can. And I think maybe I'm going to add some sequins to the label. Just like that. I think I want this one down just a little bit lower. Okay. All right, so that's alternative number 1. Alternative number 2, I am using the other piece of our card base, our original card base. I've brought in another piece of basic black as my new card base. Okay. And we're just going to go ahead and adhere this down. Okay. We're going to take our piece of vellum and we're going to put our vellum over top. So I cut my card base down to the same size as the vellum, and then I did stick that Thinking of You sticker over top. So we're just going to add a little bit of adhesive to all of our corners, covering up our Rococo Rose original card base. And then I'm going to bring in a couple of the flowers. This is a very simple alternative. We're just going to stick some flowers there. We're going to stick some flowers there. Very quick, very easy, but I love the black background on this. Okay. So let's go to, I have only one alternative for the Just Jade striped card base. And all I did was I reversed it. So now my outside is white and the Just Jade is on the inside. And then, so I cut an inside piece on here, and we're going to give that one of the, we're going to adhere just one of the little yellow flowers, punch out flowers, right on the inside for a little added decoration. And then you can stamp whatever words you want on there, or you can just, you know, simply use the words from the kit. So this is now our inside. Okay, and then on the outside, we are going to adhere a piece of the vellum that came in the kit with the gold leaf. Okay. One of our yellow punch outs. And we're going to adhere that across the vellum. Okay, so this one's a little more If you wanted to leave it just like so, you can. But I wanted to bring in my 2020, 2022 in color markers, which coordinates with this. I think it coordinates it well. And it has a little bit of green. I wanted my green just a little bit lighter. And I just want a little color. I am not looking to fill everything completely in. I want it abstract. Now that we have that all colored, we can go ahead and give that a quick fussy cut. I'll be right back. I have the flower all nice and colored and fussy cut it out. So we're going to go ahead and put some dimensionals on the back of that to pop it off the page. I'll lay this over right here, and then I've already stamped my words, so we're going to adhere our words using one of the banner punch outs. I think I want that just about there, and we're going to bring in some more of our sequence, and let's add some sequence right underneath here. Okay. All right. So I thought that was a nice option with the green card, using it in reverse. Next, we are using the card base that looked like this right here. And I have brought in some Rococo Rose cardstock. So I just used one piece of cardstock, and I cut this in half. Okay, just cut this in half. So we're using this right here, and I've cut it down to 4 by 5 1/4. So we're going to go ahead and adhere that to the front. You could have just used this Rococo Rose card base here that came in the kit, but I'm trying to maximize the number of the amount of cards that I can use with what I have. So I was okay with bringing an extra piece of Rococo Rose in there. All right, so again, here is that doily, and I think I want the white side again. So we're going to, I hate to not use the foil because it's so pretty, but I think the white on here just adds so much to this card, and it makes the little polka dots in the background stick out. So, and again, I saved another one of those strips that I cut off of the, off of this sheet here, cutting off the edge, and we're going to put a strip all the way across. So just eyeing that, and we're going to peel off the sticker backing. And we're going to lay that across, and that just kind of gives it a nice finished edge across that doily. So that's going to go just like that. And very simply, we're just going to adhere a couple of the flower punch outs. Right in the center. So for this label, we're going to stamp the big verse that's in the that comes on the stamp in the stamp set, and I'm just using my big Mossy Meadow ink pad. So the little mini ink pad that came in the kit was Mossy Meadow. Stamp that on there, and we're going to use our dimensionals to adhere that to the card. Okay, so there's my next alternative. Then I took the other piece of Rococo Rose card base that I had cut in half. I took the other side of this right here that we had cut off, and I cut it down to, again, to 4 by 5 1/4. We're going to adhere that to the front. I have 2 more of those black strips that I saved off of the sticker sheet. I'm just going to start the paper backings on those. Okay. And I'm just going to do 2 strips going across. I almost feel like I need a third. So we could cut one more if we wanted. Oop, that one's a little tiny short. Let's do that. Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I did this. I'm going to bring in my trimmer, and I'm going to flip this around, and I'm just going to get as close as I can to these letters without cutting the letters. And it's about 1/8 of an inch. Really close. Okay, and let's get this across. I'll cut that with my scissors. And peel off that backing. Like so. Okay, and then we just have the paper punch out from the kit, and we're going to adhere that with some dimensionals. That here. Okay, and we need some words. So we're going to come in and we're going to stamp words on our strip punch out, on our banner punch out, whatever we want to call that. Okay. And I'm going to put a dimensional on either end because I dimensionaled my flower up. So this is going to go over the tie part of the bouquet. I'm going to stick that right here. And we're going to add some of the sequins. Okay, there's my last alternative. I hope you enjoyed them today. Again, I'm in if you subscribe with Paper Pumpkin with me, I'm in a design team, and we design alternative projects using the Paper Pumpkin kit each month. And we use the stamp sets only, and that is an exclusive PDF, and it is a thank you for my Paper Pumpkin subscribers. So follow my blog, which is Creative Card closet, I will have these linked on there. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.